First of all, just to get things started, right before this call, we were having an internal kind of quarterly update, and one of the metrics that came up was around community, and we're closing in on, in the last few months, we're closing in on close to 50 contributors, and that is an incredibly high number for a project of this age. I mean, we haven't been around for that long, but yet there's a lot of engagement. There's a lot of active contributors helping out the project, and that's pretty much just because of you guys and whoever's watching. This is more than likely included in that group. So thanks a lot for that, because it's kind of hard sometimes, since we do interact a good bit on a day-to-day basis on Discord, and we also interact through these meetings, and we're getting to know each other. We're becoming friends, and sometimes it's important to take, or at least for me, to take a step back to tell you and to remind you of just how exciting it is to be working on this, because we are getting a good bit of traction. Komiser is really shaping out to be something that's already bringing value to a lot of cloud administrators. We see this talking with area experts such as Alex Jones and Bill Mulligan, that the multi-cloud architectures and environments are only going to be more prominent, and having tools that natively support these future and, well, to be honest, already present multi-cloud architectures is just a very, very appropriate kind of area of cloud to be in. So I just wanted to remind everyone here of how cool it is that we're putting this much effort, and we're getting this snowball to grow, because this momentum is really, really something that we're going to look back on maybe in a year's time, and we're going to rewatch potentially these videos, and we're going to be surprised with how much work we've actually accomplished. So wait for that. Mark your calendars for a year's time, I'd say. So first of all, I'd just like to check in with Avanesh. Avanesh, you were June's contributor of the month. I know we had a conversation on like a few weeks ago, and anyone can check it out if they would like to. But yeah, any words for any potential future contributors of the month? What would you what tips would you give people that are looking to engage a little bit more kind of intensely with the project? And this could be with your engaging with your particular feature, or more broadly.
I think the one suggestion that, or maybe one point I'll add to, I'll say is just try and explore the code base. I really loved exploring the backend side, because I've been more into the backend, and that was fun for me, because there is, in order to learn a lot of new concepts of writing code, or maybe if you're new to uh, the in Golang or something like that, it is a very great platform to understand best practices, like usage of Go routines and encapsulations, and keeping the code separate and all those things. So just dive into it, dive into the code base. The core is really good. I really love the code, and uh, yeah, that's it. I'll say just
Perfect. And
explore.
thanks, mate, for that. And I just had one quick question, since you were one of the people who started dabbling in some of the Komiser open issues specifically, and I know Shubham is also similar in this aspect, that you started dabbling in it because you were interested in furthering your experience in Go. Now that you've that you've been picking up a pretty high amount of skills now with Go, what do you think would be the best, like, if you had a background in which framework or language before Go would be the most beneficial for picking up Go? Or which kind of other languages are the most beneficial to kind of have under your belt before trying to wrap your head around Go, in your opinion?
I think when it comes to language, I've been saying this to a lot of my friends and people who work with me, that you just need to know a single language and other languages are handy for you. So you can start with any language you want. Just try to start with those languages that don't hide a lot of the working underground working. Not maybe let's name it Python. It is meant to do some complex tasks, so and it hides a lot of things under the hood. So I would not prefer starting with it personally. So any language you start other than that, take like C or maybe Java or Golang itself, you are good to go with any other language. It's really easy to grab on. Maybe Shubham will have some more insight to it.
Yeah, kind of like the lower level languages. Like so your posture would be, don't be afraid of the lower level languages, even though maybe initially the learning curve may be a little bit more steep, but at least you're not hiding from any of the concepts. But yeah, to be honest, Shubham, we can pass it over to you now because, of course, feel free to add anything here. But I was also wondering what's been your first couple of months. Has it been 2 months already as the maintainer, the first maintainer of the project? What have your impressions been like so far?
So yeah, first answering the question that you asked about languages. So I have a very simple analogy. Like all of us have our mother tongue, right? We learn that for 5 6 years, and then we just have Google Translate to figure things out. So to me, that's also how this works. You just need to know the concepts. Okay, a for loop does this. It saves me this time. Now you have the internet, you have AI, you have everything right now to convert it to the language you want. So it's better right now. It especially in this era where AI, especially the GPT plugins have been booming in, just focus on the core concepts and problem solving, and the rest all is done by people. And I think, yeah, secondly, how the last 1.5 month has been pretty amazing. I haven't seen this side of being involved in a project, so it has been pretty fun and learning. I have been learning as to how to shape up the projects, how to go about things, as to how to prioritize things, what should you do next, how to help the first time contributors. All of us have been a first time contributor. I was a first time maintainer, so I faced a lot of issues there. But I think I've been learning. I am getting a lot of confidence, so much that I asked Mohamed so that I can merge PR starting this week, which I have been doing. So I think it is going pretty much good. I think a better answer you would get from Mohammed and you and the other team. So yeah.
But I think, yeah, I speak with the team when I say that we're all incredibly happy with everything that you've been doing so far. I mean, the engagement, the first kind of like layer of support that you're able to give contributors of all levels of experience is really good. I'm sure, like, I haven't seen it, so I haven't seen anything. So if I were to ask you, like, have you made like any like big mistakes or anything, or like or a PR that's broken something, I know it hasn't happened, and I and I and I hope you don't have that experience, even though those experiences are kind of cool to have. But you haven't done anything, and you've been like frightened that something bad was going to happen, right?
Komiser, no. That's all I'll say.
Very nice. So yeah, moving on, unless Mohammed, you have anything that you would like to add, just let me know if you do. But yeah, so moving on, just a quick update on the ongoing working groups. At the moment, we have still the current development on the ongoing working groups, which are the resource dependency graph and also the onboarding wizard. Additionally, I don't think we should necessarily consider it the same as a working group, but we've also added a new channel to the Discord server, which is the content creation channel. Because first of all, I want to really thank Kunal Verma for reaching out and showing us that he was interested in contributing, but not necessarily through any of the open issues that were readily available on the repo, but rather through content creation ideas. And we'll quickly touch on in a bit one of the bits of content that he put out there. But just so you know that apart from, if you're also a contributor, apart from finding the open issues, you're also going to be able to interact directly in the content creation group. And later on also I'll show you where to find the kind of like the equivalent of the open issues for content specific contributions. But before we go into that, I'd like to give you, Avanesh, the floor. I'm sure there's no need to show us anything, but I do understand that there's a kind of like a bifurcation now between the front end kind of dedicated PR and the back end one. And just to make it kind of clear for people that would potentially want to help you and to contribute to that working group, could you just explain that difference and how you see the progress that's going to happen there?
Yeah, so just to give a background, the PR was getting a lot bigger, and there was still, we were confused about the front end part of that particular feature. And so there was some talks like, what do we do? And there was this thing that we should create two PRs. But then later on, Shubham came up with another amazing idea, which is to create a new branch for it. So now we have a new branch called VIP dependency graph or dep graph, something like that. And that's where the work is going on. I've raised a PR. Unfortunately, my old PR was, something happened with that PR. I ended up doing some Git things, and luckily I was able to get things back. So the new PR is raised, and anybody who is looking to contribute to that particular effort, the branch is yours. Raise your PR to that particular branch, and we can collaborate. Just to add, or maybe to ask things, just as a progress. I don't know if Mohamed has got time to see the latest comment that I said, which is about the front end. And Ali is not here, but Ali suggested a library called Sigma.js, and that library is good. But however, I didn't see it to be a lot active. It is quite not active at the moment, but it does give us a lot of feature that we really want in terms of getting a graph which has a lot of nodes and the connections and UIs and all those things. It's pretty much what we want. In addition to that, there is a repository called React Sigma.js that converts that library into React friendly environment, and I've sent the link as well. I can just, maybe I'll give a demo to it if I can. No, I can't share screen over here.
If you want, I
Shown.
can allow you to share the screen. No issues.
Oh, you can now see. So this is the library, React Sigma, and I'll directly jump to the layout section. I'll increase the size as well a bit. So if you see this graph, and you can see the amount of the things over here. And the very good part that I like about this is, of course, they have code to the front end as well, which is good for us to take reference. And the good part I like about it is, okay, not in this, but if I go over here, you can see, right? So if I hover on the particular node, you'll get connected node along with it. And of course, we can write our own algorithm, but we do have the code and good reference to it. The problem with this particular library is that yeah, it is active. It is a bit active to this library, but the author of this particular library has also created a few more libraries, but those are now not maintained. So is this a good solution to go with for now, considering that it might not be maintained in later future? And also it has MIT license, so licensing is kind of good. I can, if you have any other questions, I can help right now.
I have one question about like the libraries React Sigma. Like for the nodes themselves, we can personalize like the shape and, for instance, have a logo within a node, for instance, the AWS Cloud logo for each node, or do you know how like granular we can go in terms of the personalization of the nodes?
Yeah, so that was something remaining. I couldn't wait. Let me just check. I think I saw it, but it is similar to what React Flow does. So I think we can customize it. Like the add node feature, I still need to look into. I've not tried it, but I'm sure they'll have that thing that we can customize it based around requirement. Of course, we do have a color thing, so we can, write some custom code for us to get the logo over here.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like if it does the job for now, like we can go for it and like and then try like to deliver the feature. I think like the backend part won't change, like no matter if it's this library or not. So we can always like leverage for the backend. I think for the visualization part, since React Sigma seems to provide what we are looking for, we can go for it, and then we can evaluate like the library afterward once we have a better understanding of what we can do with it or not. Because so far it seems like it does the job, but we don't know yet how it will scale in the future. So maybe this is something we can like review afterward once we have a better understanding of the library. And I think like the backend part will be used anyway, no matter if we go with it or not.
Yep. I'll start working on this maybe tomorrow, or yeah, from tomorrow onwards I'll start working on it.
Yeah,
I'll
but
connect to the team.
try to focus first on the exams, get past the exams, and then you can get back and work on the future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And good luck with that, by the way.
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Um, yeah, university comes first. Cool. So moving on. Thanks a million for that. Speaking of ongoing features that reach a crossroads because the PRs get pretty extensive, I think it's a similar case when it comes to the Onboarding Wizard initiative. I think, Philip, you'll be able to tell us a little bit better. I know that you've been potentially thinking about this bifurcation, and you've been working alongside Seyi, who's also here. And Seyi, by the way, also feel free to request to speak, so you can tell us what you might be adding to. Philip, if I'm not mistaken, the PR will also be broken into these two different areas, a PR dedicated for backend and then another one for front end. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. So the PR will be broken into two parts, one for the front end, which I have opened, and one for the back end.
Perfect. And so you will more than
Can you hear
likely.
me?
Jake, you're muted.
Yeah.
You are on mute, Jake.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly. Yeah, sorry. I think my Discord was muted.
Okay.
So perfect. And if I'm not mistaken, you will more than likely be working on the back end, and then Seyi, did you take the front end, or at least some initial parts of the front end? I don't know if Seyi can speak.
So I think
Invite to speak. I think you might be able to speak now, Seyi, if you would like. Or maybe not. But Philip, do you know more or less how the work is going to be broken up? Do you need help breaking specific initiatives into smaller issues?
Okay, so based off the last conversation I had with Seyi, right? He was of the opinion that he could either work and then open a PR. He could branch off my own PR and continue work from there, or he could just open it up in a fresh start. Hopefully, I'm of the opinion he could open it up, could work with my PR, so everything could be merged in at once. If that works fine, I don't know. We were still going to pass it through Mohamed, but not been able to get that done.
Perfect. Perfect. That sounds good. And yeah, I think we can definitely find the ongoing conversation in the working group. Addegbenga, you requested to speak. Are you, well, first of all, I don't think we've spoken before, or at least here live on a session. How's it going? Do you want to give us a small introduction, if you like? And are you interested in collaborating in the Onboarding Wizard in particular, or maybe in other features more broadly?
Hello everyone, can you hear me? Oh, okay. So my name is Addegbenga. I'm front-end engineer. So I'm very much interested in working on the onboarding wizard, and I think it's a very large feature. I mean, so I think there's more room for people to like chip in and do one or two. So I'll be very much to assist Kola and Shay on making the feature come to life. Also, I think I've been working on other smaller tasks as well. I raised a PR recently for the docs, the versioning of the docs. So I don't know if Jake has reviewed that yet. So yeah, but yeah, I would like to take on bigger things and contribute more.
Perfect. Thanks a million. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be the person that'll be taking a look at your PR this week. It'll more than likely be Shubham or Mohamed. But thanks a million, for that. And yeah, I see you still have your hand up there, Seyi, but I don't know if you're able to speak or not. If you want, always interrupt and cut in and let us know your thoughts. But thanks a million for that. Really interested to see how these two different PRs evolve on the onboarding wizard side. I also just wanted to take a chance now to speak of this, not really inside the same category as the working groups, but one of these new bits of contributing efforts that have gone into play, and this has been around content creation. So if you missed it, there was a live session on Twitch, and this was on the Kubesimplify Twitch, hosted by Kunal Verma, in which there was an hour and a half session in which Kunal went through a hands-on approach on how to deploy an app and how to use Komiser and install it, and just giving kind of like an all-around use case on how to use it. This is an incredible kind of contribution for us, because anything that kind of can bring visibility and put Komiser in front of people, and not only that, but just how to kind of demystify some of the doubts around how to install, how to create a config.toml file, how to use the different types of data persistence. All of this is incredibly valuable. You could say non-coding related contributions, but they're incredibly valuable nonetheless. So we're really looking forward to collaborating with anybody in the future who would like to help me directly in more content creation. Seyi, I see that you're able to talk. Can you hear us?
Yes. Good everyone. Sorry. All right. So yes, based on what I dropped a suggestion for Kola in the onboarding wizard group. So I gave two options. Either he creates, I contribute directly to his PR, or we do it separately. So I think we'll talk more about that later on. And finally, yeah, last week, on the weekly Komiser weekly, Mohamed suggested something about the docs landing page, like a review of the UI of the docs landing page. And so, based on that, I messaged Ali, and we kind of had a meeting today where we both agreed that there was a need for us to review the UI of the docs landing page. So currently in talks with her. She was supposed to be in the meeting today, but I don't know what happened. So I had a meeting with her and generally discuss about okay the UI and how it should be better. So I told her that okay, we're going to talk about it today in the meeting. So I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that also.
Well, the only thing that I have to say about that is thank you so much, because I was the person with a very, very limited front end experience who set up the front end for the docs, and just anything that you do to upgrade that is going to be better than the initial stab that I took at it. So thanks a million for taking that initiative, and thanks a million for the update around the Onboarding Wizard PR collaboration.
Alright, no problem. I'll be dropping updates, concerning, the building of the year and all of that, and how we work more on finishing the docs landing page. So thank you.
Amazing. Thanks a million. Cool. So moving on, I also wanted to just touch on, before we go, some of the contributor resources that we have. So as you know, every Friday we have the Komiser weekly meetings. If you're not able to meet...
Sorry, Jake. Before we go into that, I think Philipe wanna do a demo of the Onboarding Wizard, to show the progress, if it's okay for you.
Sorry, for sure. Yeah, let me just relinquish the sharing.
Yeah, so as promised, the last time we spoke, I had gone through the Figma design to try to closely match all the UIs that Ali had been able to come up with. I'd made the update that has to do with the design here. And last time we did a demo, AWS wasn't ready as well, because I had quite a couple of issues with this file picker and file path. So what I did was generally just to make this a regular input for a file path, and then this could be like the file input that toggles an invisible, like an hidden file input to handle the file selection, and then we can then display the file name here once it's selected. So that's that for the option of selecting a credential file. Then of course credential queues, those can be entered regularly and sent to the backend. Environment variables are ready as well. And then the IAM instance road, all these do not require anything much in terms of UI design and all that. And some of the cloud platforms, there were no design for them. For instance, MongoDB Atlas, Scaleway, I didn't get a design for those, although I did this page. I think 10 cents as well. I didn't do anything for 10 cents. OVH, nothing for that. And I think GCP as well, if I'm sure. Yeah, I didn't do anything for GCP as well. So AWS is available. Azure is available. Yeah, Azure is available. I think Civo is available as well. Kubernetes as well. The other time we spoke, Kubernetes was not ready because it has to do with the file input as well, and I could eventually get a way around the file component as well. So Kubernetes is available now. I think that's all that is available. OCI, am I sure of OCI? I don't think OCI is available. All right. Okay. Yeah, so that's for the available UIs. Then, of course, once the backend is ready, it will become a much more seamless flow. But for now, I would have to enter the API URL for the database aspect. Postgre is available already and ready, and SQLite as well is available. This was also not ready the last time because of the file input or picker issue, and I think I've been able to find a way around that as well now. So I think that's all generally for updates. Basically, all the UIs that are required are available, leaving just I think one UI, the one that shows once you've imputed a cloud, or that shows the selected cloud providers, and that's highly dependent on the backend being available as well. So I didn't go ahead anything on that. So I think that's update with onboarding wizard now. And generally, what's next is to begin implementation of the backend, from my opinion. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Philippe, for the demo. It looks really great. I think what we can do from our side, especially me and Shubham, maybe we can try to prioritize the review of the PR and like get you with feedback very fast, so that maybe we can merge it first, and then like the other contributors like Seyi and Addegbenga, they can work on the other parts of the UI, and also from our side we can kick off the backend. Because I think that way we can go faster with this feature, because like I think that the major part of the onboarder has already been implemented. So I think we can take it from there and create the missing things as good first issues or second good issues, depending on their complexity. And from our side, we can start working on the backend, which I think shouldn't be that complicated. So yeah, I expect some feedback on your PR by the end of the day, Philippe. But overall, it looks really great. So thanks a lot for the update.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, that would be great. So I'll be on the lookout for reviews on the PR, and I think we should be able to talk more on the back end as well, because I would like to contribute on that as well.
And thanks, Mina, for that, Philip. Do you think it would make sense to add issues that pertain to adding the cloud providers that haven't been integrated so far?
Yes, I think it's great. I mean, it would enable others to contribute as well. And I mean, once the designs are available, we could create issues in terms of the cloud providers that are not available as of now.
Okay,
So we
perfect.
should be able to move. Yeah.
Amazing. Great work there, as always. So thanks so much for that. So just for as a reminder for the contributors, what resources we have out there to make sure that the contributing work that you all do is as easy and accessible as possible. So as you know, we have the Komiser weekly meetings on Fridays. If you're not able to attend, you'll be able to catch the Komiser weekly meeting notes right here. If you can't find the link, ask me, or go over to the announcements page on Discord and you'll be able to find the link there. Specifically regarding the content plan, the content contribution kind of sphere, what we could pretty much consider GitHub issues for the contributor, for the content contributions, is this Komiser content plan. So we'll be actively every week adding to this, be it blog posts, videos. To be honest, a lot of these are very, very open, because you as a contributor might be a little bit just more comfortable writing, a little bit more comfortable creating. It could even be TikToks. We don't have a tag for that, but anything is really possible. So we will be adding to this. If you like something, just simply click on it and assign it to yourself. If you have any issues, please just reach out to us, and we'll make sure that we can get you can get something that you find exciting assigned to you quickly, and then we'll try to be able to give you all the resources that you need to be able to deliver it. Apart from that, we have some good first issues on the repo side. There's one that came in actually from a user a little bit earlier on, yesterday. If anyone has any bandwidth and would feels in the mood to add some cost calculation for ECS and Fargate tasks, feel free to pick this one up. And a last reminder about the link where you can find the instructions to potentially become, well, first of all, a contributor, and how we would recommend doing that, just following the Komiser best practices. And then if you want to reach Shubham legend status, then you can consider yourself a potential maintainer, and these would be the steps to do so. We are really just as being as transparent as possible. We are not gatekeeping maintainership. If you want to be a maintainer, we're going to make it as easy as possible as it is for you. The only thing that we're really looking for is just engagement to make sure that it's a fit between the project and the project needs, and how you would like to grow as an open source contributor. So if you do show interest, we're going to make it a priority to help you become a maintainer as quickly as possible, so you can just level up, and we can all grow together in open source. We can grow Komiser together, and just have fun while we do what we do on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Sorry, we went a little bit over the 30 minutes that we usually reserve for this meeting. Thanks a million to everyone. Mohamed, if you have any thoughts to close it out, if we missed anything, or anybody on the call, if you'd like to chip in.
Not really. I think everything was covered. So as a reminder, we will have the Komiser weekly on Friday. So if you have any topics or issues you would like to discuss, feel free to leave them on the document. It's public, and you can find it on the announcement channel. And yeah, we would like to move forward the onboarding wizard. We'll try to give you feedback as soon as possible, Philipe, so that we can also leave the room for other contributors to contribute and add the missing features. And also we will try to also move forward with the dependency graph as soon as possible, and ideally by the next release we should have the first initial implementation of that dependency graph. Meanwhile, if someone has issues or would like to learn more about the project, or doesn't find the issues that he would like to contribute to, feel free to reach out to me or Jake or Shubham. Would be more than happy to help you get started. As Jake has described, there is room for everyone to get started and contribute to the community. It's not only for people that are interested in writing code. You can also write content or even speak at conferences and meetups, which is something we highly encourage people to do. So if you want to talk about Komiser at your local meetups, just ping us, and we'll be more than happy to help you make that happen. But beside that, that's all on my side. So have fun, and talk to you soon.
Thanks a million. Have a good week, everyone.